brother. We're here in my apartment in Atlanta, and you, Joe Williams, as the great boxer you are, the great person you are, two-time WBF title holder, I want to show you something. Right here behind these lovely awards is something very special to me. So here is Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time, and Sonny Liston, whose head is up, and they're saying in the book, The Devil and Sonny Liston, at this fight he took a dive. Got in with some kind of organized crime, took a dive, and it's been said in tale that Muhammad Ali is saying, get up, because he didn't win the fair fight. This was my dad's. My dad's still here on this earth, and he's a beautiful man. He's my best friend. He was best man at my wife and I's wedding. But this was his prized possession. This was given to him by a very special person in his life. I had asked for it for years. I'm in the worst state of my mental health, and my father's trying to reach me. And he pulls this off his bookshelf. And I'm looking at it thinking, what is he doing here? And he goes, Kevin, you need this. He said, Kevin, the one thing about Muhammad Ali is that he never stayed on the mat. He always got up. And he looked me in the eyes and he said, Kevin, you are in 2 feet of water and you are drowning. All you must do is stand. And he handed it to me. And I think it's fitting right now because we all know that the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, just recently passed away. And it broke the hearts of millions across the globe as he was a humanitarian, besides just a boxer. And in a sense, Joe, you are too, doing the work you're doing for suicide prevention and wellness around the globe. So I wanted you to see that and tell me your thoughts about Muhammad Ali and what it's like to be a boxer in the ring, fighting the enemy within.
I think for so long, you saw Ali as a worldly figure. Not just for his boxing feats, but I'll look a little bit deeper into the man that he was, and like you mentioned, his humanitarian struggles and the person he was, just to stand and in the face of adversity just fight on. This story is a little bit special to me as well because I'd only just recently known, as in recently in the last 24 hours, my eldest boy, Brody, back home in Australia, he posted a picture of Muhammad Ali, and I said to him, was this the exact same picture? And I said to him, do you know the story behind this picture? Knowing, the story of Sonny Liston and so forth. He said, yeah, Ali won by knockout in the first round. And I said to him, and I told him the full story of, the Ali saying get up because he believes that, he didn't hit him with a knockout punch, he believes that he really took the dive. So to be able to educate my boy, who's 11-year-old back home in Australia, on that same story as well it's remarkable because he didn't grow up in a time seeing Ali fight and the greatest person he was. He can only see clips and hear people and stories. But he remembers this as Ali knocking him out in the first round. There's obviously a little bit deeper side to the story, telling Sonny Liston to get up, but it's a real, it's a great time of reflection of what an amazing man he was, but also to be able to educate my son about these stories as well. And the same thing I said to him, every bit of adversity you face in life, you just got to stand up and you got to fight it in the face of struggle, and at times it may seem tough, but you just got to put one foot in front of the other and keep it on.
I think it's important to end here on a note where I know you always talk about, and you talk about something battling you, and can you express that?
Yeah, I've faced some fairly tough and critical stages in my life where it's, beating me to my knees, but the one thing I always say is that it may battle me, but it won't beat me. And that's what Ali, he fought right until the end with his Parkinson's illness. And, I as an individual, as you will as an individual as well, keep fighting right until, it's time to go. And that time to go won't be by our own hands. It'll be, in someone else's will.
Natural causes of some kind, something around us, something beside us, but never
within us,
but never die by our own 2 hands, never die by suicide. And the idea here that my dad expressed was very simple and very clean. Kevin, you got this. Just stand. And I know, Joe, that you go through a hell of a lot in between your ears, as you say when you speak. And I'm honored to be talking about this with you and to watch you speak every day as we travel together at the Hope Health here Heal Tour 2. And although I do hope it stops eventually so that suicides finally stop.
Non-existent.
You know, this zero suicides movement that's crashing down upon the world right now in a very good way, where everybody is paying attention to everybody. That's the idea, that your dentist, your doctor, your therapist, your physical therapist, your yoga instructor, everyone's gonna know that if you're looking like you're in pain, we're gonna come right to you and say, are you okay?
I say to so many people, suicide prevention starts around the kitchen table. You know, we as family members can tell and identify the best when our own family members aren't feeling well. We shouldn't need to rely on a stranger in the street to help us in the tough times. It's our own families around the kitchen table, as I say, that can identify these things, and that's where I believe suicide prevention really starts.
Right from the beginning, right to help, because it's a good thing to do.